Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. Y'all already know how we do it over here. Today, we are tapping into your next big, unexpected surprise coming your way. Because listen, sometimes life is moving behind the scenes before anything shows up in the physical. Sometimes you have been praying for something, manifesting something, waiting for something, or maybe you completely forgot about something you asked for a long time ago. And then, out of nowhere, life says, surprise, you thought I forgot. So today we are going to tap into this energy and find out what is shifting for you, what blessing could be coming in, what door could be opening, what you don't currently see, what energy is moving behind the scenes. This could connect to your relationships, your money, your career, your personal growth, your spiritual journey, or maybe spirit just has a message you need to hear right now. And y'all already know we are keeping it real, okay? So if it's beautiful, we're celebrating it. If spirit says, hold on, before this comes in, we need to look at something, then honey, we're looking at it. Because sometimes before the blessing shows up, the mindset has to shift. The energy has to shift. The old version has to move out the way. Real quick though, a lot of you have been asking. The 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. You can ask about love and relationships, money and finances, career and purpose, your next chapter, or whatever situation you need clarity on. Because there are things that I can look into in a personal reading that I cannot fully get into here on YouTube. So if you know, you know. All right, Clarity family, you have 3 piles here on the table. Do not overthink it. Pick the one that calmly draws you in the most. It's the one your intuition keeps pulling you back to. Pile 1, teal blue glass crystal plus the sun. Pile 2, yellow glass crystal plus the imprints. Pile 3, green glass crystal plus the star. Pick your pile and let's get into it. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 1. Today, we are tapping into your next big unexpected surprise coming your way. Now listen, we're about to see what is really going on because this could be love showing up differently, a financial shift, a career opportunity, something you've been manifesting, a personal breakthrough, or maybe something you don't even have on your radar right now. Because sometimes the best surprises are the ones you stopped watching for, right? So we're going to pull this energy apart and see exactly what's coming through. And y'all know, if spirit brings the sunshine, we're talking about it. But if spirit says, before you get there, we need to clean something up, honey, we're moving the furniture and checking underneath the rug, okay? Because we need the whole message. Real quick though, if this reading starts sounding like your personal story, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is available. Your questions, your situation, your energy, you can ask about love, career, money, your next chapter, or whatever clarity you need. Because there are certain things that I can say when I'm reading directly for you that I cannot fully share here on YouTube. All right, so if you know, you know. All right, pile 1. Let's look here. Your energy brought you here to the teal blue glass crystal and the sun card. Now on the card, it says light, life, energy. Now, baby, can we talk about starting a reading about your next unexpected surprise with the sun? Because that's a whole message by itself. The sun in tarot represents happiness, success, confidence, growth, positive energy, things becoming clear, and finally feeling alive again. And in astrology, the sun is connected to your identity, your life force, your confidence, your purpose, your light. The sun rules one zodiac sign, Leo. Leo energy represents creativity, being seen, confidence, passion, self-expression, heart energy. Now let's talk about what I'm actually picking up, because pile one, your next big surprise feels like something is finally lifting. It's like something that felt heavy, something that felt confusing, something that made you question, when is this going to happen? When is this going to change? That starts moving. This feels like waking up one day and realizing, wait a minute, I actually feel better. I'm excited again. I have ideas again. I want to show up again. And for some of you, this is connected to being recognized. It's something you've been doing, something you've been creating, something you've been putting energy into. It finally starts receiving light. Because the sun exposes things. And baby, that does not only mean exposing problems. Sometimes the sun exposes your gifts, your opportunities, your next door. For some of you, I'm also picking up there could be an unexpected confidence boost. Like maybe you've been questioning yourself, wondering, am I doing the right thing? Is this going anywhere? Does anybody even notice? Right? And then something happens that reminds you, oh, wait, I'm actually on the right path. The surprise is not just something happening outside of you. It's something waking up inside of you. Now, you have 6 more cards to go in this pile. And each card is going to show us what this surprise is connected to, what you don't currently see coming, what area of your life is shifting, and what message you need before it arrives. And because right now, the energetic frequency is already saying you are walking into a season where something that felt dark, delayed, or uncertain finally starts receiving light. All right, let's pull card 1, because now I want to know exactly what this sun energy is bringing into your life. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. And you have divine source. The card says, help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let the trust that you have a plan and let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. Now, listen. The energy surrounding this card is powerful, because remember what we're asking. We said, what is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And again, your first card is divine source. Let me read the card one more time. It says, help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. Now, baby, hold on, because we literally started this reading with the sun, light, life, energy. And now the first card out is divine source. Do y'all see the message already? This is giving something is working out before you even know how it's going to work out. Okay, let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of you have been in this energy where you've been trying to figure out every single step, trying to calculate everything, trying to say, how is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Where's the answer coming from? And Spirit is coming through saying, baby, you're trying to read the chapter 10, right? You're trying to read chapter 10 when chapter 2 is still unfolding, right? Because the surprise coming in feels like an answer, something you needed, something you were worried about, something you thought. You thought, I don't know how this is going to come together. And then suddenly a door opens, a conversation happens, an idea drops in. The right person appears, the right opportunity lines up. Now let's connect this with the sun, because the sun is illumination. The sun brings things to light. So your surprise may not just be receiving something. I feel like it may be finally understanding why something happened the way it did. You know those moments where later you say, oh, now I get it. That's the energy. Something that looked like a delay could actually have been a redirection. Something that felt like it wasn't moving could have been lining up behind the scenes. Now, I'm also picking up something around trust, because the card literally says, let me trust that you have a plan. Some of you may have been carrying something mentally, trying to force the outcome, trying to control, trying to control every piece. And the surprise is that you may not have to push as hard as you thought. Sometimes alignment does what pressure cannot. There, I said it. Now let's keep it real though, because divine source does not mean sit on the couch and do nothing. No, baby, the card says the right actions will come, meaning that you're still moving. You're still showing up. You are still taking steps, but you're not moving from panic. You're moving from trust. Big difference. Okay? So far, we have the sun equals happiness, clarity, success, renewed energy, things coming to light. Divine source equals trust, support, alignment, and needs being met. Okay? And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that your next surprise is connected to something finally making sense. Something you worried about, questioned, or couldn't see the answer to, because revealing why everything had to unfold the way it did. Okay? Now, pile one, this feels like the moment where you stop saying, why is this happening? And start saying, oh, that's why. All right, let's pull card 2, because now I want to know what exactly is being brought into the light for you. Let's go. What is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. All right, now, wow. You actually have the sun again as card 2, but the card says the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. I said fame and fortune. Honey, look. This is, man. Fame showing up here, literally. I have to read this one more time because I'm kind of like, this is a synchronicity. Okay? The card says the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Look at spirit showing up. Not only showing up, showing out. Not only showing out, synchronizing. Not only synchronizing, validating what your heart truly desires. Okay? Pile one, hold on, because y'all know when I see a synchronicity, I'm calling it out. We literally started your whole pile with the sun. Light, life, energy. And then I asked spirit, what is the next unexpected surprise coming in? And your second card, the sun again. Honey, 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 the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Baby, you cannot make this up. Now let's talk about it, because when energy repeats itself in a reading, that's when I pay attention. It's like spirit saying, no, don't skip over this. Read it again. The sun is one of the most positive energies you can pull. The sun represents happiness, success, confidence, recognition, visibility, growth, things finally coming into the light. And remember, the sun rules Leo energy. Leo is connected to creativity, confidence, expression, being seen, leadership, putting your gifts out there. And so let me tell you what I'm picking up. For a lot of you, the surprise feels connected to something you do, something you create, something you offer, something attached to your personality, your talent, your ideas, your voice. Because the sun does not hide. The sun shines. Some of you may have been in this energy where you were doing something and thinking, is anybody noticing? Is this working? Am I wasting my time? Should I keep going? And spirit is basically saying, baby, just because you don't see the flower growing underground doesn't mean the roots aren't moving. Because this feels like a moment where something gets attention. Something receives light. Something starts moving. Now let's talk about the words. Fame and fortune. Because everybody hears fame and immediately thinks, oh, I'm about to be worldwide famous. Hold on. Fame energy can simply mean being recognized, being valued, people noticing your work, your name being mentioned, your more eyes on something you're doing. And fortune can represent opportunities, growth, abundance, doors opening, your energy finally coming back to you. And remember, your first card was Divine Source. The message was, trust that the plan is unfolding. Now the sun comes out twice and says, the plan includes you not hiding anymore. Woo! Somebody needed to hear that. Now let's keep it real, because the sun also exposes. And sometimes before you step into a brighter chapter, you have to stop shrinking yourself. You can't ask to be seen, but keep hiding every time the spotlight gets close. Let's keep it real. Sometimes the unexpected surprise is not only what comes towards you, it's who you become. And so far, we have the sun, the open energy. the opening energy, which equals life force, happiness, confidence, success. Divine source equals support, alignment, needs being met, and trusting the process. The sun again equals recognition, visibility, blessings coming into light. And honey, the energetic frequency is loud AF. Something connected to your happiness, confidence, creativity, or success is getting ready to receive more light. The same energy that you thought was being overlooked may be the exact thing preparing to be noticed. Pile 1, 2 suns. That's not a little flashlight. That's a whole spotlight. All right, let's pull card 3 because now I need to know what this sun is shining on. Let's go. What is the energy? All right, as it does relate. And let's see, honey, what's coming through. All right, what is this sun shining on? What's coming through? Thank you, Spirit. You got rituals. Rituals. The card says, steady yourself with simple rituals. Do the dishes, fold laundry, water the plants, make a cup of tea, and let wisdom sneak up on you. Okay? Now, you may think doing rituals is just like, hey, I do that every day. Yeah, you do. But here is what I'm picking up, okay? Because we know that even doing rituals can be grounding for us, right? It can be grounding. It can allow us to tap into creativity, tap into peace, right? But pile 1, this right here is interesting because after all that big energy, the sun, divine source, the sun again, and Spirit says rituals. Let's read the card again because the card literally says, steady yourself with simple rituals. Do the dishes, fold laundry, water the plants, make a cup of tea. Let wisdom sneak up on you. Now, baby, this is where the reading gets real because some of y'all are waiting for the big surprise. Watching the door, checking the phone, looking for a sign every 5 minutes. And Spirit is saying, relax. There, I said it. Your next big surprise is not asking you to sit there nervous, anxious, and staring at the clock. It's asking you to keep living, keep moving, keep taking care of your space, keep doing the simple things that make your life feel grounded. Because while you're over there folding towels, guess what? The universe may be lining up the phone call. While you are watering the plants, somebody may be saying your name in a room you are not even in. While you are making your tea, the opportunities are already, right, making its way towards you. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Now, this card also tells me something about timing. The sun energy came out twice. So yes, there is visibility, happiness, recognition, and positive movement here. But ritual says, do not abandon your foundation because you are excited about what is coming. Because sometimes people pray for expansion, then the minute something starts moving, they stop sleeping properly, stop taking care of themselves, stop keeping their life organized, and run straight into chaos. So no, Spirit is saying, The blessing is coming, but your nervous system needs somewhere stable to receive it. That's the message. And honestly, the surprise may come when you are not obsessing over it. That's the funny part. It may show up on a regular day. No dramatic music, no warning. You could be cleaning your kitchen. You could be cleaning you could be cleaning your kitchen and then receive a message that changes your whole mood. You could be doing something ordinary and suddenly something extraordinary lands in your lap. Now that is unexpected. And let's connect this back to divine source. Right? The card says, let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. Rituals is showing you what those right actions might look like right now. Not forcing, not chasing, not tearing the house apart looking for the blessing. Just staying grounded. Doing what is in front of you. Letting clarity come naturally. Because wisdom does not always arrive while you are demanding answers. Sometimes it sneaks in while you are washing a cup. Now, let's talk about shadow energy. Because y'all know we keeping it real. Some of you may think the simple things do not matter. You may feel like, I need to be doing something bigger. I should be moving faster. I need to figure this out today. But Spirit is saying, stop disrespecting the small steps. The small habits are what hold the big blessings. The routine is what keeps you steady when the attention comes. The discipline is what helps you keep the opportunity once it arrives. Because getting the surprise is one thing. Being prepared to carry it is another. Okay, let's keep it 100. So far, we have the sun equals happiness, clarity, success, and renewed life force. Divine source equals trusting that your needs are being met and the right plan is unfolding. The sun, again, equals recognition, visibility, fame, fortune, and something finally receiving light. Rituals equals staying grounded, maintaining your routine, and allowing wisdom and opportunities to meet you in the ordinary moments. And baby, the total energetic frequency is now saying that your next big surprise may arrive in a very ordinary moment, but what it brings will feel anything but ordinary. Keep your life grounded because something bright is moving towards you while you are simply handling what is already in front of you. All right, let's pull card 4 because now I want to know what part of your everyday life is about to get interrupted by this unexpected blessing. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And honey, let's see what's coming through. I think I want to go here. No, we'll go here. You got the Watcher element. It says reflection, kindness, compassion. Now, with the water element coming through, again, it says reflection, kindness, and compassion. We all know that the water element does represent the water zodiacs. Okay? So, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer are significant. So yeah, that energy could be in the top placements of your birth chart or the birth chart of somebody that's significant in your life or may show up in this reading. All right, so listen, could be in the sun, the moon, the rising sign, that seventh house of relationship, or even the planet Venus. This reading is actually getting very interesting because remember the question, what is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And now you have the water element. Reflection, kindness, compassion. Now, honey, look at the energy. Let's look at the energy. We started with the sun, then divine source, then the sun again, and then rituals, and now water element. So we literally have the sun and water showing up. Do y'all know what happens when sunlight hits water? Reflection. Come on now. Let's talk about the water element. In astrology, the water signs again are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Water represents emotions, intuition, healing, feelings, compassion, the subconscious, your inner world. And this is very telling because your first card was Divine Source, which was about trust. And now water comes in talking about emotions. So let me tell you what I'm picking up. This unexpected surprise is not just about something happening around you. It feels like something is changing inside of you. Some of you may have been in a season where you were just trying to get through the day, handling responsibilities, trying to figure things out, keeping everything together. And then suddenly you're going to have this moments like, wait, I actually feel lighter. I actually feel excited. I actually feel hopeful again. That's the sun touching water. That's your energy shifting. And let's talk about the word reflection, because this is standing out. Some of you are about to look back at something you went through and realize, I'm not even the same person anymore. Something that used to bother you doesn't hit the same. Something you used to chase, you don't chase anymore. Something you thought you needed, you realize, actually, I need it myself. Woo! Child, that's growth, okay? Now let's talk about kindness and compassion, because some of you, I do feel like there could be an unexpected person, conversation, apology, support, or emotional moment coming through. Somebody showing kindness, somebody recognizing you, somebody expressing something. Because water rules feelings. And remember, the sun exposes. So this could be hidden feelings coming forward, a truth being revealed, a heartfelt conversation, something emotionally warming. But let's keep it real, because water energy has a shadow too. Sometimes when you are compassionate, you can pour so much water into everybody else's garden that you look over at yours is dry. Okay? The surprise coming in may also be you realizing I can care about people without forgetting myself. I can have a good heart and still have boundaries. I can love without losing myself. And so far we have the sun equals happiness, success, confidence, things coming into light. Divine source equals trust, alignment, support, needs being met. The sun again equals recognition, visibilities, blessings, positive attention. Rituals equals stability, grounding, everyday alignment. Water element equals emotional healing, intuition, compassion, and inner peace. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying your next unexpected surprise is not only about receiving something outside of you, it is about finally feeling different inside of you. The peace, happiness, and clarity that you were waiting for starts showing up in your own energy first. Pile 1, this is giving. I didn't just get the blessing. I became the version of myself who could actually enjoy it. All right, let's pull card 5, because now I want to see what this sun and water energy is actually opening up next for you. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. This is the god Horus, Horus, is the spelling of his name. The card says clear seeing, intention, and perspective. Okay, so listen, it's nothing like a change in perspective, right? So like they say, you change your attitude, guess what? You change your latitude. But wait a minute, because I need y'all to look at how this story is building. Remember what we are asking. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And now we have Horus. And the card says clear intention and perspective. Now, baby, this is actually making a whole lot of sense, because look at the energy that came before. The sun, divine source. The sun again, rituals. Water element, reflection, kindness, compassion. And now Horus, clear perspective. And so Spirit said, not only am I bringing something into the light, I'm helping you finally see clearly. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up. Okay? Because what I am picking up is that your next unexpected surprise may actually come after a moment of realization. Like something clicks. Something you couldn't understand before. Something makes sense. Something you were confused about suddenly becomes obvious. Something you kept questioning. You finally see it from a higher perspective, because Horus energy is not looking at life from the ground. This is the ego view, okay? The ego view, the bird, the largest bird, the eagle. It's seeing the whole picture. And remember, we pulled water element, reflection, right before this. That is not random. Reflection plus perspective. Baby, that is somebody having a breakthrough. This is that moment where you say, wait a minute, I get it now. I see why that happened. I see why that didn't work. I see why I was guided. in this direction. And didn't Divine Source already say, let me trust that you have a plan? Come on, Clarity family. The cards are literally talking to each other. Now let's talk about the sun showing twice. Because the sun is illumination, the sun reveals, and Horus is vision. So your surprise could be seeing an opportunity you missed before, getting clarity about your next move, realizing your own value, finally understanding what direction to take. For some of you, I'm picking up the energy of, I was looking for the answer outside of me, but the answer was already trying to come through me. Now, let's keep it real, because Horus is also about intention. And sometimes we say we want something, but our actions, focus, and energy are scattered everywhere. And Spirit might be saying, baby, I can bring the sun, but where are you pointing the light? Because when you get clear, things start moving differently. So far, we have the sun equals happiness, success, confidence, and illumination. Divine Source equals trust, alignment, and knowing your needs are supported. The sun again equals recognition, visibility, blessings, and something being highlighted. Rituals equals staying grounded while things unfold. Water element equals reflection, compassion, intuition, emotional clarity. Horus equals clear vision, intention, higher perspective, and seeing the bigger picture. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that your next unexpected surprise is not just something arriving. It is you finally understanding why everything had to happen the way it did. The confusion clears. The light comes in. And suddenly, the next step becomes obvious. Pile 1, this is giving, I wasn't stuck. I was being positioned. All right, let's pull your final card, because after 2 suns and Horus showing up, I need to know what this clarity is leading you towards. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see. What's coming through? All right, so we have success. And I'm not surprised. I am not surprised, especially after all of the previous energy that came through. But this is your final card, and baby, I need everybody to look at how Spirit decided to close this reading. Because remember what we asked. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And your final card is success. Now, hold on, because we need to run this back. Okay, your pile started with the sun. Then the cards said Divine Source. Then what came out? The sun again. Then rituals, water element, Horus. And now the closing card is success. Baby, how many times does the energy need to repeat itself because the sun already represents success. And then success literally walks through the door and says, did somebody call me? Right? Let me tell you what I'm picking up. The next unexpected surprise feels like something you have been building towards. This does not feel like random luck. No, this feels like I kept showing up. I kept learning. I kept doing the small things. And now something is finally starting to reflect that. Remember rituals. That card was not boring. That card was the key. Because everybody wants the sun moment, but nobody sees the little things you were doing when nobody was clapping. The consistency, the patience, the small choices, the days you still showed up. That is where this success energy is coming from. And now let's talk about Horus, because Horus came right before success. That tells me something. Your next level is connected to seeing clearly. This is not just, I got lucky. No, this is, I understand what I need to do now. I know where my energy belongs. I know what deserves my focus. A focused person moves differently. And with two suns, some of you could be stepping into a season where something becomes more visible. Something gets recognized. Something grows. Something you were unsure about starts showing signs of life. You may literally have a moment where you say, wait, it's actually happening. Because sometimes we pray for things so long that when they start arriving, we're shocked. Now, let's keep it real, because success energy has a responsibility too. Sometimes people ask for the door to open, but when the door opens, they question if they're ready. Okay? Baby, don't ask for the sun and then run from the spotlight. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If something grows, grow with it. If something expands, expand with it. If an opportunity arrives, don't shrink yourself back into the version of you who prayed for it. Total energetic frequency, pile 1. All right, pile 1, let's put this whole story together. The sun equals happiness, confidence, energy, and things coming into light. Divine source equals trust, alignment, support, and knowing things are unfolding. The sun again equals recognition, visibility, joy, and positive movement. Rituals equal your consistency, your daily habits, and staying grounded. Water element equals emotional clarity, compassion, reflection, and trusting your intuition. Horus equals clear vision, perspective, and knowing exactly where you're going. Success equals achievement, progress, and seeing results from what you've been building. And baby, the message is your next unexpected surprise is connected to something finally coming into light. What felt slow, hidden, or uncertain, it begins to show movement, and you realize the small steps that you were taking were actually preparing you for a bigger moment. This is giving. I thought nothing was happening, but everything was lining up. All right, Clarity family, that closes your pile 1 reading. And if this felt like your energy and you want me to go deeper into your personal situation, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Ask about love, money, career, your next chapter, because there are certain details I can tap into personally that I cannot fully unpack in a collective reading. And if you know, you know. All right. Pile one, keep showing up. Keep trusting yourself, because the same thing that you thought was taking forever may be the very thing getting ready to surprise you. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 2. Now, y'all already know how we're tapping in today. Your next big unexpected surprise coming your way. What is showing up? What is changing? What is happening behind the scenes that you do not see yet? Because listen, sometimes you think nothing is moving. Meanwhile, life is over there cooking something up like, just wait until you see this. So we're going to look at the energy, and this could be connected to love, money, career, personal growth, a new opportunity, or something you didn't even know you needed until it arrives. And y'all already know, we don't just read the pretty parts. If the blessing comes through, we're talking about it. If Spirit says, before this door opens, we need to check something, honey, we're checking it. Because sometimes we have to adjust the crown before we walk into the room. Real quick though, if this reading starts feeling a little too personal, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available, and you can ask about relationships, finances, career, your next chapter, whatever clarity you need, because there are things that I can go deeper into personally that I cannot fully share here on YouTube. So if you know, you know. All right, Pile 2, your energy brought you here to the yellow glass crystal and the imprints. Now, baby, can we talk about your energy towards the imprints for your next unexpected surprise? Because this energy right here, this is not bare minimum. This is not let me accept crumbs. No, the imprints is growth, abundance, creation, receiving, beauty, confidence, fertility of ideas, something being nurtured and becoming real. This is the energy of I planted something, I watered something, I kept going, and now something is finally starting to bloom. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up. For some of you, your next unexpected surprise is connected to something growing bigger than you expected. Something you thought was just a small seed, a little idea, a small opportunity, a little connection may start expanding. You're looking at the seed, but Spirit is looking at the tree. That's the difference. And let's talk about the yellow crystal, because yellow connects with confidence, your energy, your power, your ability to show up and say, actually, I do deserve this. Because sometimes the hardest part is not receiving the blessing. It's believing you belong with the blessing. Now, for some of you, I am picking up a glow up energy. And no, I'm not just talking about appearance. Although, baby, the imprints does not play about beauty. But this feels deeper. This feels like your energy changes. Your confidence changes. The way you see yourself changes. And because you change, what you attract starts changing. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know how we do it. The shadow of the imprints. Sometimes you are so busy nurturing everybody else, supporting everybody else, pouring into everybody else, that your own garden is sitting there like, remember me? Baby, you are the garden too. There, I said it. So before we even pull your 6 cards, the energy is already saying yellow glass crystal equals confidence, optimism, personal power, and renewed energy. The Empress equals growth, abundance, receiving creation, and something finally blooming. The energetic frequency is your next unexpected surprise is connected to expansion, something you have been nurturing, whether within yourself, your work, your dreams, or your relationships. It's preparing to show you that it was growing the whole time. Power 2, this is giving, I thought I was waiting, but really, I was becoming. All right, let's pull card 1 because now I want to know exactly what this Empress energy is about to bring into your life. Let's go. What is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. All right, so you got love. The card says, divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. Whoa. This is deep. Let me point this out. A lot of you guys may know, if you know about astrology, but the planet Venus is the planet of beauty and love. And so we have the Empress, which is beauty, and then now love. The planet Venus also rules over Taurus and Libra, so that energy also could be significant here. But look at how we started the pile. Your main energy was the Empress, and now your first card out is love. Do y'all see the connection? Because the Empress is literally the energy of nurturing, receiving, opening, creating, growing. And then love walks in like, yeah, let's talk about the heart. Now let me tell you what I'm picking up, because some people are going to immediately say, oh, this means a relationship. Hold on. Could it? Could it? Absolutely. The Empress can represent attraction, connection, romance, and people being drawn to your energy. But this feels bigger. This is about your relationship with receiving. Because the card says, no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. And that means that this next surprise is not coming because somebody finally chooses you. It's coming because you stop abandoning yourself while waiting to be chosen. For some of you, this surprise could absolutely show up as a deeper connection. Someone expressing emotions, feeling valued, feeling appreciated, relationships improving. But the reason it hits different is because you're different. This is not, excuse me, this is not somebody came and completed me. No, this is, I was already whole, and now I'm attracting from that place. Come on, Clarity family, come on. And remember the yellow glass crystal. It's confidence, personal power, energy. This is giving, I finally remembered who I am. Sometimes the biggest glow up is not new clothes. It's not a hairstyle. It's not outside validation. Sometimes the biggest glow up is when your energy says, I'm not begging for a seat at a table when I can build my own. Now let's talk about the Empress again, because baby, the Empress attracts. She attracts. She does not chase. She waters the garden. She nurtures the seed. She creates the environment. And what belongs there grows. So your unexpected surprise may come after you stop forcing something and start allowing what actually matches you to show up. Now let's keep it real though, because y'all know we read the whole energy. The shadow is here. Sometimes a big heart will try to prove it deserves love. No, you don't perform for love. You don't audition for love. You don't shrink yourself hoping something says. The right things grow, right? I mean, let me say that again. You don't shrink yourself hoping something stays. Because the right thing grows in the right environment. Remember, you are sitting in imprints energy. So far we have the imprints equals growth, abundance, receiving, beauty, creation. Yellow crystal equals confidence, optimism, personal power. Love equals heart expansion, connection, self-worth, and receiving from a healthier place. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying your next unexpected surprise is connected to realizing you were never waiting to become worthy of something. You were learning to recognize your own value so you could receive what actually matches you. Pile 2. This is giving the moment I stopped chasing the flower, I realized I was the whole garden. All right, let's pull card 2 because now I want to see exactly what the Empress energy is growing for you. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? What's coming through? You have happy love, and it says a joyful, stable partnership and good friends. What? A synchronicity, honey. That part. So Spirit is confirming the love energy. We're not playing. Well, we kind of playing. We are playing. We having fun, right? Listen, I'm taken aback. I stay surprised. Okay? Hold on. Because y'all know when the cards start repeating themselves, we gotta talk about it. We literally just pulled love and then asked Spirit, okay, what is this Empress energy growing? What is this unexpected surprise? And the next card says, happy love. The card literally says, a joyful, stable partnership and good friends. Baby, that's not a whisper. That's a confirmation. Because remember your main energy. The Empress. The Empress is love, receiving, attraction, growth, nurturing. And now we have love coming through twice. Now let me tell you what I'm picking up. For a lot of you, this unexpected surprise is connected to your relationships, but not just somebody likes me. No, baby. This is about the quality of connection. And because the card did not just say passion, it did not just say excitement, it said stable. The word is loud because some of you may have experienced situations where there was chemistry, but no consistency, attraction, but no foundation, words, but no action. And Spirit is highlighting. Let's talk about something that actually feels peaceful. And this connects perfectly with your first card. Love. No person, place, or thing is your salvation. Why? Because the healthiest connections are not, I need you to complete me. They are, I'm whole, you're whole. Now let's build. There, I said it. This is Empress energy. And baby, let's talk about the good friends part too, because don't skip over that. Sometimes the unexpected blessings is not only romantic love. Sometimes it's better people around you, more supportive connections, finding your people, being around energy that feels easier. Because everybody who is around you is not automatically aligned with you. Woo! The Empress is a garden. Remember that. And what happens when you start taking care of your garden? The right things grow. The wrong things can't survive there anymore. Some things leave because you lost them. And some things leave because you outgrew them. Different conversation. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know, we read everything. The shadow is here. Sometimes when you're used to chaos, peace can feel suspicious. You're like, wait, why is this easy? Where is the problem? Where is the catch? Baby, sometimes the blessing is not the storm ending. Sometimes the blessing is realizing that you don't have to live in that storm anymore. So far, we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, joy, personal power. The Empress equals receiving, growth, abundance, something blooming. Love equals heart expansion, real connection, inner wholeness. Happy love equals stable relationship, joyful partnership, supportive people. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying your next unexpected surprise is connected to receiving healthier connections. Not something you have to chase, prove, or force, but something that meets you in the energy you have grown into. How to, this is giving, I stopped watering dead plants, and suddenly my whole garden started blooming. All right, let's pull card 3, because now I want to know what else is Empress. What else this Empress is getting ready to grow. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. And you got action. And the card says, baby steps are still steps, and they're better than standing still. I know that's right. Can I get an amen? Because don't sometimes we feel like we have to rush, go, go, go. And that's not true. That is such a false narrative, right? But wait a minute, because I actually love where this reading is going. Remember, we're asking, what is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And the next card is action. And like I said, the card says, baby steps are still steps, and they're better than standing still. Now, baby, look at the storyline. We started with the Empress, growth, receiving something, and blooming. Then love. Then happy love. Joyful, stable partnerships and good friends. And now action. Spirit said, okay, but don't just sit there looking cute in the garden. Okay? The flowers are growing, but you still got to water them. There it is. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. This unexpected surprise is connected to movement. Something that has been sitting still starts moving. A conversation, an opportunity, a relationship, a creative idea, a door you thought was closed. Something starts showing signs of life. And because remember, the imprint represents the seed growing, but action says, now something is coming above the surface. And baby, let's connect this to the love energy. Because we had love, then happy love, now action. For some of you, this could be somebody no longer just thinking, no longer just feeling, no longer just sitting with the emotions, but actually doing something. Because feelings are beautiful, but action is where the truth shows up. There, I said it, because the Empress knows her value. She's not chasing somebody around saying, do you see me? No, the Empress says, I know what I bring to the table. Now let's see what grows. And for others, this is about you. Maybe you have been waiting until everything is perfect, waiting until you have the whole plan, waiting until every fear disappears. Baby, the card did not say, take the biggest step of your life overnight. It says, baby steps are still steps. That means one move, one decision, one conversation, one idea, one yes can shift the entire direction. Now let's talk about the shadow, because y'all already know we keep it 100. Sometimes Empress energy can get comfortable waiting to receive, and receiving is beautiful, but receiving does not mean never moving. There is a balance. You plant the seed, you water it, then you allow it to grow. You don't dig it up every 5 minutes asking, are you a tree yet? Okay? But you also don't forget to water it. So far we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, optimism, personal power. The Empress equals growth, abundance, creation, and receiving. Love equals heart energy, connection, emotional alignment. Happy love equals stable partnerships, supportive connections, joy. Action equals movement, progress, small steps creating big changes. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying your next unexpected surprise comes through movement. Something that felt like it was only a possibility, it begins taking shape because energy is no longer sitting still. Pile 2, this is giving, I thought nothing was happening, but the seed was growing the whole time. All right, let's pull card 4 because now I want to know what this action is leading you towards. Let's go. What is the energy? As it does relate, and let's see what's coming through. And you got Mary Magdalene. And the card says divine feminine, devotion, and sacred sexuality. Ooh, it's getting spicy, y'all. It's getting hot in here, right? I know that's right. Look, y'all, and don't be acting brand new because you know what time it is, right? But wait a minute, because at this point we need to talk, right? Remember the question, what is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And the next card is Mary Magdalene. And I'm going to read it again. The card says divine feminine, devotion, sacred sexuality. Now, baby, look at this lineup. We started with the Empress, then love, then happy love, joyful, stable partnership, and good friends, then action, and now Mary Magdalene, divine feminine. Come on now, Clarity family. Spirit is not switching the subject. Spirit is adding layers. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. This surprise feels connected to you being valued differently. Okay, because Empress energy and Mary Magdalene energy together, that is, I know my worth. I know what I bring. I don't have to convince somebody of my value. This is a receiving energy. Now let's talk about devotion, because that word is standing out. Devotion is different from attention. Let me say that again. Somebody can give you attention and still not be devoted. Attention can be temporary. Attention can be curiosity. But devotion says, I value this. I honor this. I'm showing up for this. And remember, what card came before this? Action. Exactly. Not just words. Movement. And for some of you, especially with love, happy love, Mary Magdalene, this can absolutely speak to deeper emotional connection. A relationship becoming more meaningful, more vulnerability, more closeness, more appreciation. But the biggest message is the energy has to honor you, because the Empress does not leave her throne to beg somebody to notice the crown. Now, let's talk about sacred sexuality, because baby, we're grown. This is not just physical attraction. This is chemistry with meaning, connection with depth, feeling safe enough to be yourself, feeling seen beyond the surface. This is, do you only like what I provide, or do you actually see me? Big difference. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we're going to check that shadow too. Sometimes divine feminine energy gives, loves, supports, understands, nurtures, but forgets to ask, am I also receiving? There it is. The Empress is not just the gardener. She's also the flower. And so far we have the yellow glass crystal equals confidence, joy, and personal power. The Empress equals receiving, growth, beauty, abundance. Love equals heart expansion, unconditional love, emotional alignment. Happy love equals stable partnership, supportive relationships, joy. Action equals movement, effort, progress, things no longer staying stuck. Mary Magdalene equals divine feminine energy, devotion, deeper connection, and honoring your worth. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that your next unexpected surprise is connected to being valued in a deeper way. Not just being noticed, not just being wanted, but being appreciated for the fullness of who you are. Pile 2, this is giving, I stopped proving I was the prize and started moving like I already knew. All right, let's pull card 5, because now I want to know what this Empress and Mary Magdalene energy is bringing in next. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. So we got vision. Fifth card. I absolutely love this for you. Some people have sight, but no vision, right? I love this because this storyline is actually getting louder. Remember what we're asking. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And the next card is vision. Now, baby, look at the cards leading up to this. We started with the Empress. Growth, creation, receiving, love, happy love, joyful, stable partnership and good friends, action, movement, baby steps forward. Mary Magdalene, divine feminine, devotion, sacred connection, and now vision. Spirit said, now let's talk about seeing the bigger picture. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up, okay? Because your next unexpected surprise is connected to something you once pictured for yourself, but maybe started questioning. Something where you said, I would love to have that. I would love to experience that. And then life happened. Responsibilities happened. Disappointments happened. And maybe you started thinking, maybe I need to be realistic. But vision comes through and says, hold on. Who told you the dream expired? Now, this is interesting with the Empress, because the Empress represents creation. But before anything is created physically, somebody has to see it first. Every business, every relationship, every new chapter, every lifestyle change started as a vision. The seed exists before the flower. And remember the action card. That's important because vision without action is just imagination. Action without vision is just movement with no direction. But together, that's when things start building. This is, I can see where I'm going, and now I'm taking steps towards it. And now let's talk about this love energy because, baby, we cannot ignore love, happy love, Mary Magdalene, vision. For some of you, this could be realizing that you are no longer accepting the old version of love. Your vision changes. Your standards change. Your expectations change. You start saying, wait, why was I asking for so little? The Empress woke up. And for others, this is bigger than relationships. This is a vision for your future, a creative idea, a lifestyle shift, a goal you are finally ready to take seriously. Something inside you saying, I actually can create this. Now let's keep it real because y'all know we don't just throw glitter and leave. The shadow of vision is seeing the dream, but never moving because you're waiting for everything to be perfect. Baby, the action card already checked us, okay? It already checked us. Small steps count. Messy steps count. Learning as you go counts. The Empress does not yell. at the flower because it starts as a seed. She nurtures it. So far we have yellow glass crystal equals confidence, optimism, and personal growth. The imprints equals growth, creation, abundance, receiving. Love equals heart energy, self-worth, emotional alignment. Happy love equals stable connections, partnerships, supportive people. Action equals movement, progress, taking the next step. Mary Magdalene equals divine feminine energy, devotion, and deeper connection. Vision equals seeing the future clearly, purpose, direction, creating what you imagined. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying your next unexpected surprise is connected to something you once imagined starting to feel possible again. The vision was not random. It may have been the seed before the growth. Pile 2, this is giving, I wasn't dreaming too big. I was just waiting to become the person who could hold it. All right, let's pull your final card because now I need to know what this vision is leading into. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. And you have Flower of Life. The card says inspiration, awe, A-W-E, and dreams. Wow. I'm just like, thank you, Spirit. What amazing energy you have here, Pile 2. This is the life force of creation. This is your final card. And baby, look at how Spirit decided to close this out. Because remember what we asked? We asked, what is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And your final card is inspiration, awe, and dreams. Now hold on, because we need to run this whole thing back. We started with the imprints, and then love, then happy love, then action, then Mary Magdalene, then vision, and now awe, inspiration, and dreams. Flower of Life. Baby, this is a whole creation story. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Your next unexpected surprise is connected to something inside of you waking back up. There, I said it. Because the imprints is the creator. Vision is seeing what's possible. The flower of life is the inspiration that brings it to life. This is that moment where you go, wait, I actually feel excited again. I actually want to create again. I actually believe this can happen. And remember your action card, because this is where people miss it. A dream without movement stays a dream. But you did not just pull dreams. You pulled action before the dream. And that tells me that something is moving from your imagination into reality. The idea becomes the plan. The plan becomes the step. The step becomes the new chapter. Now, baby, we gotta talk about this love energy, because Clarity family, you had love, happy love, Mary Magdalene, devotion and sacred connection, then vision and dreams. For some of you, The unexpected surprise could absolutely be realizing the type of connection I wanted actually exists. But here's the difference. It's not coming from desperation. It's coming from Empress energy. You're not saying, somebody come save me. You're saying, I already built my garden. Who belongs here? Different energy. For others, this is bigger than romance. This is about your life, your creativity, your purpose, something you put down because you thought, maybe that's not realistic. Maybe that time passed. Maybe I missed my chance. And Spirit is saying, who told you that? Sometimes a dream did not die. Sometimes it was waiting for the right version of you to pick it back up. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we check the shadow too. Awe is beautiful. Dreams are beautiful. Vision is beautiful. But don't get stuck only imagining the life. You have to participate in creating it. The card already told you. Baby steps are still steps. The small move matters. The message matters. The idea matters. The first attempt matters. Total energetic frequency pile 2. All right, pile 2. Let's put this entire message together. Yellow glass crystal equals confidence, optimism, personal power, and believing again. And the Empress equals growth, abundance, creation, beauty, receiving. Love equals heart opening, emotional alignment, remembering your worth. Happy love equals stable partnerships, supportive friendships, joyful connections. Action equals movement, progress, and small steps changing everything. Mary Magdalene equals divine feminine energy, devotion, sacred connection, and honoring yourself. And vision equals seeing the bigger picture, future possibilities, clarity. The flower of life equals inspiration, dreams, creativity, life force, and something awakening. And baby, the whole message is your next unexpected surprise is connected to something you thought was only a dream starting to take form. Whether this is love, creativity, a goal, or a new version of yourself, the seed you planted is not dead. It has been growing. This is giving. I wasn't waiting for my life to begin. I was becoming the person who could create it. All right, Clarity family, that closes your pile 2 reading. If this felt like your energy and you want me to go deeper into your personal situation, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Bring your questions about love, money, career, your next chapter, because there are certain things that I can tap into personally that I cannot fully say here on YouTube. And if you know, you know. Pile 2, keep watering the garden, because what you thought was just a dream might actually be the blueprint. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, pile 3. Now, y'all already know what we are tapping into today. Your next big unexpected surprise coming your way. What is happening behind the scenes? What door is opening? What answer is coming? What shift is happening that you don't even see it yet? Because sometimes you think life is quiet, but behind the scenes there are things moving like, just wait. They have no idea what's coming. So we're gonna look at the whole story, and this could be connected to love, finances, career, healing, a new chapter, something you prayed for and forgot about, or something completely unexpected that Spirit wants to bring through. And y'all already know we keeping it real over here. If it's a blessing, we're celebrating. If Spirit says, hold up, we gotta check something first, then baby, we're checking it. Because sometimes before the new door opens, you have to stop knocking on the old one. There it is. Real quick though, if this reading starts feeling like somebody pulled up on you on your personal notes, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. And you can ask about love and relationships, money and finances, career and purpose, your next chapter, or anything you need clarity on. Because there are things that I can go deeper into personally that I cannot fully unpack here on this platform. And if you know, you know. All right, pile 3, your energy brought you here to the green glass crystal and the star card. Can we talk about you being attracted to the star? Because for a reading about your next unexpected surprise, this is already saying something. The star in tarot represents hope, renewal, healing, faith, inspiration, dreams, being pulled forward, light after a difficult season. So the star is that moment after the storm when you finally look around and say, wait, I survived that? And I'm still here? Now let's talk, because what I'm picking up for pile 3 is your next unexpected surprise feels like something you thought was out of reach. Something where a part of you was like, maybe that's not happening. Maybe I missed my chance. Maybe I should just move on. And then life comes back around like, who told you the story was finished? And this green crystal, green connects with the heart, growth, healing, renewal. So for some of you, this surprise comes after a period where you were rebuilding yourself. Maybe people only saw the outside, but they didn't see the private moments, the doubts, the questions, the times you had to encourage yourself. The star says you were not falling apart. You were being restored. And baby, let's talk about this too. The star is also visibility. Stars shine. Stars are seen. So for some of you, this could connect to recognition, your gifts being noticed, a dream getting movement again, a wish you carried coming back into focus, something connected to your purpose. Because the star does not ask, can I shine? The star just shines. Now let's keep it real. Because y'all know we check the shadow too. The shadow of the star is waiting for a sign forever, but never walking towards the light. Baby, the universe can show you the star, but you still have to follow it. Faith and movement work together, okay? Faith and movement work together. You can believe something is possible and still take the next step. So before we even pull your next 6 cards, the energy is green glass crystal equals healing, growth, renewal, opening the heart. The star equals hope, blessings, guidance, dreams returning, light after darkness. And baby, the energetic frequency is already saying that your next unexpected surprise is connected to something you almost stopped believing in. Something you thought was too far away may be closer than you realize. Pile 3, this is giving. I thought the chapter was closing, but actually the universe was writing the plot twist. Okay, let's pull card 1 because now I want to know exactly what this star energy is bringing into your life. What is the energy? As it does relate. And let's see what's coming through. And you got extraordinary. The card says, there's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Ooh, you better slay, pile 3. Listen, when this card first showed up, I was just like, whoa. I was not expecting it, which I surrendered to all the energy that comes through, so I wasn't expecting anything in particular. But honey, let's get into your first card. And remember what we're asking. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? Your first card out is extraordinary. Let's read it again. The card says, there's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Now, baby, listen, I need y'all to pay attention because look at the energy we started with, the star card. And now the first card is extraordinary. Spirit really said, did you hear me the first time? Because what does the star do? A star shines. A star stands out. A star is not trying to blend into the background. And then extraordinary comes through saying, there is something different about you. Come on now. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Your next unexpected surprise is connected to something about you being recognized. Not because you copied somebody else, not because you became what everybody wanted, but because you finally allowed yourself to be different. There. I said it because sometimes people spend so much time trying to fit into rooms, they never ask, was I actually meant to build a different room? And with that green crystal, this is heart energy. This is authenticity. This is, I'm done apologizing for who I naturally am. Some of you may have hidden certain parts of yourself because you thought, that's too weird. That's too different. People won't understand that. And Spirit is saying, baby, that may be the exact thing that makes you stand out. Now let's talk about the word impetuous, because that means spontaneous, bold, a little wild, following the pull inside of you. This is not reckless energy. This is, I trust myself enough to move when something feels aligned. And remember, the star is about guidance. So this feels like trusting where you're being led. For some of you, this unexpected surprise could connect to a unique gift being noticed, a creative idea taking off, standing out in a crowd, someone appreciating the real you, finally realizing what makes you different is your advantage. Because baby, the star was never trying to be the moon. The sun was never trying to be the ocean. Everything has its own place. Now let's keep it real. Because y'all know we check the shadow too. Sometimes being different can make you hide. Sometimes you say, I don't care what people think. But deep down, you still hold back because you remember what the people who didn't understand you. But the star says, you were not given your light just to keep it covered. Let's keep it 100. So far we have green glass crystal equals heart energy, growth, healing, authenticity. The star equals hope, renewal, dreams, visibility, being guided forward. Extraordinary equals uniqueness, individuality, honoring what makes you different. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that your next unexpected surprise is connected to the very thing that you thought made you different, becoming the thing that opens the door. It becomes that thing. You are not being asked to blend in. You are being asked to finally own your light. Pile 3, this is giving. I spent all that time trying to fit in, just to realize standing out was the whole assignment. All right, let's pull card 2, because now I need to see where this extraordinary energy is about to take you. Let's go. What is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. And you got Felix, Felicius. That's Felix, Felicitous. The card says it's a powerful symbol to create lucky, serendipitous events. I know that's right. Yes. Listen. Now, if you've been thinking about going to an event, being a part of an event, let me just say this feels like expansion, growth, right? But hold up, because this is getting interesting. Let's look at what we are asking. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And your next card shows up, Felix, Felicius, a powerful symbol to create lucky serendipitous events. Now, baby, look at the story. Look at the storyline. We started with green glass crystal, heart, growth, and renewal. The star, hope, wishes, dreams, and guidance. Then extraordinary. Your uniqueness deserves to be honored. And now, Felix, Felicius, luck and serendipity. Come on, Clarity family. Spirit said, let's talk about the things you couldn't plan, even if you tried. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. The unexpected surprise feels like a right place, right time type of moment. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know those situations where later you say, that's crazy. If I didn't go there, if I didn't answer that, if I didn't meet that person, if that one little thing didn't happen, everything would have been different. That's the energy. That's this energy. A moment that looks small, but creates a big ripple, right? It creates a bigger ripple. And let's connect this back to the star. Because the star is guidance. The star is hope. The star is following the light even when you don't know exactly where it's taking you. Then Felicius comes through and says, something unexpected lines up. This is not just, I forced it, I controlled every detail. No, this feels like I took the step and somehow the next piece appeared. And baby, let's talk about the extraordinary, because I feel like this is connected. Some of you may receive an opportunity because you are not like everyone else. The thing you thought was strange, the thing you thought nobody cared about, the thing you thought, does this even matter, could literally be the thing somebody notices. Sometimes the door opens because you finally stop hiding the key. Do you see it? Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't just throw glitter everywhere. Luck is beautiful, but even lucky moments usually meet people who are moving. You still have to show up. You still have to answer the call. You still have to walk through the door, because sometimes people say, I'm waiting on a sign. Baby, the sign is knocking, but you still got to open the door. So far, we have green glass crystal equals heart opening, growth, renewal, authenticity. The star equals hope, wishes, healing, dreams, being guided forward. Extraordinary equals your uniqueness, your differences, your special qualities. Felicious equals serendipity, unexpected opportunities, lucky timing, things lining up. And honey, the energetic frequency is saying that your next unexpected surprise is connected to an opportunity, a meeting, idea, or moment you cannot completely plan. Something lines up because you finally allow your authentic energy to be seen. Pile 3, this is giving, I thought it was a coincidence, but that little moment changed everything. All right, let's pull card 3, because now I need to know what this lucky alignment is bringing towards you. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Card 3. And you got Jesus. Yes. The card says forgiveness, compassion, the spiritual teacher. I absolutely love this for you. Pile 3. Man. Look. Can't you just feel the energy of love in the room, wherever you are listening to this? Can't you just feel it? Okay. Now listen, because the direction of this reading just got deeper. Remember what we're asking. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And your next card is Jesus. Forgiveness, compassion, the spiritual teacher. Now, baby, look at this lineup. Look at it. We started with green glass crystal, heart healing, the star, hope, renewal, healing, extraordinary. Your uniqueness deserves to be honored. Felicious, lucky, serendipitous events. And now Jesus, forgiveness, compassion, spiritual teacher. Clarity family, this is not random, because notice something. Before the lucky moment, before the new door, before the next chapter, there is a huge theme around the heart. And let me tell you what I'm picking up. Your unexpected surprise may come after you release something you didn't even realize was still taking up space. There, I said it, because sometimes people think forgiveness means, oh, what happened was okay. No. Forgiveness can simply mean I'm no longer carrying this with me into my next chapter. And with the star energy, this is giving healing, renewal, a lighter version of yourself. Now let's talk about spiritual teacher, because some of you have learned things the hard way. You didn't just read the lesson, you lived the lesson. And sometimes the people with the most compassion are not the people who had the easiest journey. Sometimes they're the people who know what it feels like to go through something and decided, I don't want that experience, to make me bitter. And baby, connect this to extraordinary, because your uniqueness may actually come from your story. The things you overcame, the things you learned, the way you see people, the way you understand situations differently. Something about your wisdom, compassion, or perspective stands out. Now let's bring back Felicia's, because this is where it gets good. Sometimes when you stop carrying old energy, you have room for new energy to find you. Imagine asking for a new chapter, but your hands are still full holding pages from the last one. Baby, put the old book down. The sequel is trying to start. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we check the shadow. Compassion is beautiful, but compassion without boundaries becomes exhaustion. You can forgive people. You can wish people well. You can understand why something happened and still choose a different direction. Growth does not require you to keep reopening doors that taught you the lesson. And so far we have green glass crystal equals healing, heart energy, growth, renewal. The star equals hope, faith, guidance, light after the storm. Extraordinary equals honoring your uniqueness and what makes you different. Felicia's equals the unexpected alignment, opportunities, and lucky timing. Jesus equals forgiveness, compassion, wisdom, and spiritual growth. Baby, the energetic frequency is saying that your next unexpected surprise is connected to a heart reset. Something shifts when you stop carrying what was behind you and make space for what is trying to find you. Pile 3, this is giving. I thought I was losing something, but really I was making room. All right, let's pull card 4, because now I want to see what this new space is about to attract. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Thank you, Spirit. And you have patience. The card says it is safe to wait. Wow. And that's a moment to exhale, right? Didn't that just feel like the most beautiful exhale? Now listen, I know they say patience is a virtue, and that's so true. It is so true. But pile 3, listen, because I already know somebody just rolled their eyes when they heard the word patience. Somebody said, Spirit, I've been patient, right? But let's talk about it, because remember the question. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And the next card is patience. We'll read it again. The card says, it is safe to wait. Now, baby, look at this storyline we started with. The star, hope, wishes, divine timing, extraordinary, your uniqueness being honored. Felicia's, lucky, unexpected alignment. Jesus, forgiveness, compassion, spiritual teacher, and now patience. And Spirit said, just because you don't see movement does not mean nothing is moving. Let's keep it real. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Your next unexpected surprise is connected to something arriving at the right time. not just the fastest time. And listen, sometimes that's annoying because we want, give it to me now, show me now, tell me now. But sometimes if something arrives before the foundation is ready, you can't even fully enjoy it. And remember, you pulled Felix, Felicius. Lucky events, serendipity, things lining up. But here's the thing about alignment. You can't force a right place, right time, moment. You can't. If you show up too early, wrong time. Too late, wrong time. The magic is in the alignment. Now let's connect this to the star. The star is literally the energy after the storm. It's not the lightning. It's not the chaos. It's the quiet moment after where healing begins. So some of you may be in that space where you're saying, why is it quiet? Why hasn't it happened yet? Why am I waiting? And the message coming through is because something is still aligning. Now, let's talk about Jesus' energy, forgiveness, compassion, spiritual teacher. Some of you are not just waiting on an outside situation. You're transforming while you wait. That's different. Sometimes the waiting season is not punishment. Sometimes the waiting season is preparation. You're learning, you're growing, you're seeing things differently. Let's keep it real, because patience does not mean putting your life on pause. No, baby, patience does not mean sitting by the window waiting for life to knock. You still live, you still grow, you still create, you still enjoy life. You still enjoy your life. Because sometimes the thing that you're waiting for finds you while you're busy becoming yourself. So far we have the green glass crystal equals healing, growth, heart energy, renewal. The star equals hope, dreams, guidance, healing, wishes. Extraordinary equals your uniqueness, authenticity, standing out. Felicius equals serendipity, alignment, unexpected opportunities. Jesus equals forgiveness, compassion, wisdom, spiritual growth. Patience equals divine timing, preparation, and trusting the process. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that your next unexpected surprise is connected to something aligning behind the scenes. The waiting was not wasted time. It was creating the version of you who could actually receive what is coming. Pile 3, this is giving. I thought I was being delayed, but I was being prepared. All right. Let's pull card 5, because now I need to see what this patience is actually making room for. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. Give me a moment. Pile 3. Let me adjust your cards. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's make room, right? What is the energy as it does relate? Card 5. You got pray. Wow. The card simply says pray. P-R-A-Y. Love this. Absolutely. Yes. Amen. Coming right after Jesus. Wow. I'll call it a synchronicity. Okay? And here's why. Because I'm like, wait a minute. When it first came out, I'm like, wait a minute. Because I really need y'all to look at this storyline. Remember the question, what is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? And your next card literally says, pray. Pray. Now, baby, look at the cards that came before this. We started with green glass crystal, healing plus heart energy, the star, hope, wishes, faith, renewal, extraordinary. Your uniqueness deserves to be honored. Felicious, lucky, and serendipitous events. Jesus, forgiveness, compassion, and spiritual teacher. Patience. It is safe to wait. And now pray. Clarity, family. At this point, Spirit said, are you seeing the theme? Because this whole pile has been about faith. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Your next unexpected surprise feels connected to something you have been hoping for. Something you have been quietly carrying in your heart. Something maybe you don't even talk about with everybody. Because prayer is private. Prayer is the conversation people don't always see. People see the outside, but they don't always know what you've been asking for behind closed doors. And this connects directly to the star, because the star is literally about hope, wishes, keeping your light alive, even when you don't have all the answers. So this feels like something where you might have said, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I'm still believing. Now let's bring back Felicious, because that card talked about lucky, serendipitous events. Sometimes the thing you prayed for does not arrive in the package you expected. Sometimes you're looking at one door and the answer comes through a hallway that you didn't even know existed. There it is. The surprise is in the way it unfolds. And let's talk about patience, because baby, the card literally says it is safe to wait. Then the next card is pray. That is not random. This is the energy of, I don't see the whole picture yet, but I'm not giving up on the possibility. Now let me keep it real, because y'all know how we do it. Prayer does not mean you sit there and never move. Prayer does not mean you ignore your intuition. Prayer does not mean you stop living. No, this is, I trust, but I also keep showing up. I believe, but I still take the steps in front of me. And so far we have green glass crystal equals healing, growth, opening your heart. The star equals hope, dreams, faith, guidance. Extraordinary equals honoring what makes you different. Felicious equals unexpected timing, alignment, and things falling into place. Jesus equals compassion, forgiveness, wisdom, and spiritual growth. Patience equals trusting timing, allowing things to unfold. Pray equals faith, connection, surrender. Believing before you see. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that your next unexpected surprise is connected to something your heart has already spoken before your eyes have seen it. Something is aligning in a way you could not force, plan, or control. Pile 3, this is giving, I thought nothing was happening, but the answer was already moving. All right, let's pull your final card because now I want to know what this faith and patience is leading you towards. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. And we have the Taotians, Taoceetians. The card says resilient, bold, sassy. And I said bold, resilient, bold, and sassy. Honey, and you better slay. You better slay, pile 3. Now listen. This is also fire energy, okay? So it does represent creativity as well. It does align with the fire zodiacs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So yes, that energy could be in the top placements of your astrological birth chart, such as your sun, moon, rising sign. Could also be right now in the 7th house of relationships or the planet Venus. And y'all got to keep in mind that there's energy called the solar return. So everything, your natal chart, your birth chart is your birth blueprint. But every year when the sun returns back to the exact place where it was when you were born at 0.0 degree orb, that is called your solar return. And it's like a weather report for that year. But listen, let's get to this. This is your final card. And baby, look how Spirit decided to close this reading, okay? Because remember what we're asking. What is your next big unexpected surprise coming your way? Final card is Taotians. Resilient, bold, sassy. Now, hold on because we need to run this whole story back. We started with the star. Then extraordinary. Felicia's. Jesus. Forgiveness, compassion, spiritual teacher, patience, pray. And now the final message is resilient, bold, sassy. Baby, this is giving. I went through it, but it did not take my fire. I went through it, but it did not take my fire. There it is. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Your next unexpected surprise may actually be you. Not just what comes towards you, but who you become. Because the star card is about healing after something. And now the last card is resilience. Come on, Clarity family. That's a full circle moment. This is somebody who went through a season that could have made them smaller. But instead, something inside of them gets stronger. And let's talk about that word bold, because that is standing out. Some of you may have been playing it safe, and not because you don't have confidence, but because life taught you to be careful. And you started protecting your peace. You started moving differently. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this energy says, okay, baby, you healed. Now, don't forget, you came here to shine too. Remember your first card. Extraordinary. Your uniqueness deserves to be honored. So this whole pile has been saying, stop hiding what makes you different. Now, baby, let's talk about sassy, because I know somebody heard sassy and said, oh, that's me, right? But this is not about attitude for no reason. This is about your spark coming back, your personality coming back, your confidence coming back, your ability to walk into life and say, I'm still here. And look at the middle cards. Felicia's. Pray. Patience. That tells me something. You didn't force this next chapter. You didn't kick the door down. You allowed things to align. But while you were waiting, you were becoming stronger. Now let's keep it real. Because resilience does not mean I have to carry everything alone. No, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is receive. Ask for help. Rest. Allow good things in. Because baby, if life is trying to hand you a blessing, don't be so used to fighting that you start boxing with the gift. If life is trying to hand you a blessing, don't be so used to fighting that you start boxing with the gift. Total energetic frequency, pile 3. All right, pile 3. Let's put this whole message together. Green glass crystal equals heart healing, growth, renewal, opening yourself again. The star equals hope, wishes, guidance, dreams, light after the storm. Extraordinary equals your uniqueness, your gifts, what makes you stand out. Felicious equals lucky timing, unexpected alignment, moments you could not plan. Jesus equals forgiveness, compassion, wisdom, releasing what is heavy. Patience equals trusting timing and allowing things to unfold. Pray equals faith, belief, connection, trusting before you see the outcome. Diocesians equals resilience, boldness, confidence, your spark returning. And baby, the entire energetic frequency is saying your next unexpected surprise is connected to your comeback. Something inside of you that you thought life quieted down is waking back up. Your hope, your confidence, your personality, your dreams, they are not gone. They are returning stronger. And this is giving, I didn't lose myself. I was rebuilding myself. All right, Clarity family, that closes your pile 3 reading. If this felt like your energy and you want me to look deeper into your personal situation, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Bring your questions about love, money, career, your next chapter, or anything you need clarity around, because there are certain things I can go deeper into personally that I cannot fully say here on this platform. And if you know, you know. Pile 3, this message is simple. You are not starting over from nothing. You are starting again with wisdom. And baby, this time you know exactly who you are.